All right, y'all, so don't mind the junkie shop, but we're gonna go ahead and repair the Kuda today. This hole right here, unfortunately, I mean, I caught the fish, I had the fish up and dropped out of my hand, hit dorsal spine down right there next to my seat. So, you know, that's one of the drawbacks of having an inflatable. And I totally understand that. And I knew this going into it, that, you know, people talk about hooks. Well, honestly, hooks haven't been a factor. I haven't had anything even come close to sticking in this other than fish fins. So the fish fins are and you got to think how sharp they are going into your hand. And I know all the hard side boat guys are like, well, that never happened to a hard side. Well, if you think you could go through your life without having a problem with a hard side, fine. Because, you know, hard sides break too, and you need to know how to fix that. I need to know how to fix this. So that's why we're all together. This is a skill that if you're playing with inflatables, you need to know. Now, had it happened, and I was critical out on the water, that's why I carry the tear aid with me. And, you know, like watching through Jeff Little's tutorials, I could have paddled over the bank. I had my K-Pump Mini with me. I could have fixed it with a tear aid, put it right there on that spot, pumped back up, and rolled on and been fine with it. You've also seen in my other video that, I mean, if I had a catastrophic failure, I'm still safe. I can still get back to the landing on those two pontoons. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff still positive to be said about an inflatable. And at the end of the day, I'm picking up 35 pounds. I can fix a leak. I can't fix a hernia. So that's just one of the reasons for this thing. But Jeff, in his, as he's adding like switch pads and things like that on his boats, he used the HH66. And that's what I did on the back when I added switch pads. And I'm going to be kind of reinforcing this area going forward. So stay tuned for that video. I've got material coming for that. And I'll be going back with the HH66 there. But on this repair, he said he had a little bit better luck with Aqua Seal on hole repair. So that's why I'm going to go with the Aqua Seal on this one. I've already gotten into my patch kit and I cut a patch. Now, one thing you always want to make sure is that your patches are round on the side. You don't want anything square so the corners can grab. So that's going to be our patch area. I'm going to go ahead and tape this up, get this ready to go, because you want to tape around just to kind of protect so the glue doesn't go literally everywhere. I'm going to tape it up and then sand it down, and I'll show you all that. All right, so I got the area taped up where I'm going to put my glue at. Got my patch handy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand. Now, this is 150. You know, you just don't want to get overly aggressive with it. But I'm going to sand because I want to rough this surface up. You can see how it's kind of just abrading a little bit on the surface, just giving you something where that glue can purchase and hold. And I'm going to do it in two directions. This would be a little easier if I had inflated it before I did this. So note to self, do this part inflated, but you want to make the repairs when it's not inflated. You don't want any pressure in there pushing against your repair. So, kind of do like a crosshatch pattern on that. And I'm going to do the same thing with my patch. Go all the way around, especially the edges. I got a real good scuff here and I got a real good scuff here. And next we're going to clean everything, clean it well, because this is important. I've got an alcohol, you can use alcohol swab. MEK, I think, is another thing that folks use. Acetone, you know, I don't know how some of those materials would affect certain stuff, so make sure you check with the manufacturer of your boat. I know this is vinyl, and the alcohol will work for me. So, all right, now I want all this stuff to completely dry. All right, the Aqua Seal says to thoroughly wet the area. And then wait 10 minutes between application. You want to make sure you get all the way to the edges of that patch. Okay, everything is covered with Aqua Seal. It says wait 10 minutes and then apply. I do not like the way it's folding back up. I'm a big proponent of forced compliance when it comes to gluing stuff, so I want to clamp it some way. I just ran a strap over. I've got my sanding block inside this plastic, and it's pushing against the inner pontoon, which is full, so it's pushing and holding pressure against that, so it's going to hold that patch flat. I'm going to leave it overnight. We'll come back out tomorrow and check it out. All right, so the repair is done. Went ahead and took a little bit of soapy water, same way I found the leak, and just kind of went over it just to double check, make sure we didn't have any problems. So it's a good solid repair. I could say in lessons learned, to me, the Aqua Seal is a little harder to deal with. It kind of makes a lumpy, almost like you caulked over that repair, so it's kind of janky looking. So if you're worried about looks, definitely stick with either the HH66 or the Cliftons or something like that. Other lessons learned are going to be that, to me, it's much easier to sand and tape everything out when it's inflated. So go ahead and get that part done and then deflate it and make your repair. Also, if you do deal with the Aqua Seal, it needs to be flat. So whatever it takes to get that boat where it's flat and not running one way or the other, because this stuff puddled up on the bottom side of the repair. So try to get it as flat as possible. That way you're not chasing, drips down to one side of the boat. Now it's a strong repair. This is a solid. There's going to be no problems with this repair at all. But this repair looks better. So depends on what you really want. For me, I've got some 4,000 weight material coming, which is the same stuff that goes on the floors, and I'm going to be reinforcing the area around the seat. So I'm calling it armor plating. We know that's not what it is, but I'm going to be reinforcing that area just to kind of prevent some fin pricks going forward, because both of mine have happened in the exact same spot, and one was from a little hybrid that jumped on my boat, and one was from a big old red breast that I dropped on the boat. So those are some lessons that I'm learning going forward with the inflatable. To me, the benefits of the inflatable far outweigh this little bit of, I got to work on it occasionally. So I'm still learning. This is a process. We can learn together. But so far, I love this boat, and I love everything about this boat except for what happens to it when a fish fin hits it. So we're going to see if we can make that better. Y'all stay tuned for that video. Hope this helps.